you um, how to host a game show. So basically, hosting a game show involves you one understanding the kind of show you want to host, understanding the audience that you want to engage with or talk to. Those are the factors you consider. Like I host a game show, I'm also known as the Masters of Games. What do I mean by Masters of Games? Means that I'm very good in understanding games that I sets of people or people of different cultural background. Now, in order to host a game show successfully, you have to be able to understand your target market, which is your audience. I was saying in one of my videos that I went to host a particular game show, and I people were it was a very high end lounge in Nigeria. I discovered that a certain set of government officials came in, and then I had to step up what I was presenting, to more, to be more engaging in terms of intellectual. So if you're going to be hosting a game show, you must be able to understand the target market that you're relating to. Sometimes they might want you to give them more engaging content. And if you're not prepared for that kind of, thing, what do you now do? Sometimes most of the so to crack jokes, one, to be a comedian, to be a host, it has a level of high humor that goes with it. There are certain jokes or games you do that many persons might not understand. So like I said before, you must be able to understand your target market, your audience, then also as much as possible prepare ahead of time. So what I normally do is that before I host a game show, a day before that day, I will go to the venue, try to get to understand the things, the props that I need, I need to get them in order because it's nothing as embarrassing as when the time comes for you to do something and you are left dumbfounded. What I mean by dumbfounded is that you are confused about what you want to do. You feel that you have yourself prepared, but at the end of the day, it's not you're not prepared for the thing that you want to do. So as much as possible, it is important for you to now know how to host a game show by how prepared you are. You cannot be prepared if you do not put things in order, to get those things done. So as much as possible, make sure that everything that concerns you concerning it, you are there, and you are working towards it. So as much as possible, don't try to avoid getting your things done. Now, another thing again I discovered is that the people that you're going to work with, get them prepared. Let's give an instance. Like you see, sometimes, like when I do a game show, there are some drinking games that I do. I need somebody that's by my side, people that are able to understand what is the next thing to do. Because it's just like you're diagnosing the audience. You're looking at, okay, what works and what doesn't work. The response that they give you, also plays a long role. It plays a major role in what you are doing. So as much as possible, I would say that hosting a game show involves an opportunity to get to understand and engage with people. You know, if you're hosting a game show, hosting a game show, you should be able to understand that the people that you are talking to a large extent, they have you have to have something of value to give them. Now, nobody comes to an environment where just like some persons have joined the live stream. You join the live stream because you know that there's something of value that's going to be said to you. So as much as possible, make sure that you tend to understand, your target market, your audience, those persons that you know that are going to be, with you. So another thing I got to discover again about hosting a game show is the games that you need to play. You know, like I have curated games that I normally present to my audience. Now, let me just give you a brief summary of some of the games. Now we have one. So there's what we call tongue twister. I will start with the tongue twister. What is a tongue twister? Tongue twister basically are those things that get you spiced up for the program. Like example now is she sells seashells by the seashore. Now we start by that. She sells seashells by the seashore. Now automatically if somebody able to do that 10 times, people that stirs people up. It's like an icebreaker. People are interested, they want to hear something like that because it's a tongue twister, it's a tiebreaker. You are it's an icebreaker rather. You are inviting people to come to a space where they can to understand and enjoy you know your company. You get people into an environment to a point where they understand what you are saying and they identify with you. You don't bring people to an environment where they are not able to identify with you. No, you try as much as possible to make sure that as people come around where you are, they are intrigued. They are people are going through a lot right now, And people want an environment where at least they could get that kind of little, peace, you know, and they have a better, when they come around where you are, they are happy and they tend to enjoy you know, your company and that. So I start with an icebreaker, which is what I just said one now. Once I'm done with the icebreaker, then I move to the different categories of game. Like there's one particularly known as Naso It Be. Now it's a question that is given to you, and that question that is given to you, you will now tell us an answer. Let me give an example now. One says that if you could trade lives with one celebrity for a day, who would it be and why? Now that kind of question gives you, stirs you up. You're like, okay, well, if I could trade lives with one celebrity for a day, who would it be and why? Now that's the second game I have, what is known now, which is known as Naso It Be. Now this kind of game makes you begin to think of, okay, wow, this is a good one. Oh. If I could trade life with a celebrity for one day, who could it be and why? Now it gets your mind thinking. If you never had a celebrity that you admired at some point, you now begin to say, okay, this celebrity that I'm listening, this is a good one. Oh. You now get to engage and say, okay, I think this celebrity, I think I need to look at what this celebrity, as a particular celebrity, sometimes I will not know the celebrity that you like or you want to trade lives with, but you have a celebrity in your mind that you like, and and you want to trade lives with them. Trade lives doesn't mean there are things you admire about them. There may there are certain dispositions that they give, and you just like that thing about them. Understand? So that's one of the second games. So the first one we talk about the tongue twister, which is the icebreaker. Well, I talked about she sells seashells by the seashore. Now that's the tongue twister. It lightens people up. On the WhatsApp group that I have, people are always excited. They look forward to it. Their testimonials, they're like, wow. They're so happy because they come to a space where everybody can be digitally connected in an environment that is very engaging. I just do the WhatsApp for like an hour, and people are just, they are really crazy about it. So once we are done with the tongue twister, we enter which one, the next one, which is Naso Ibi, which I just explained. I said, if you could trade lives with one celebrity for a day, who would it be and why? Now everybody's given the opportunity to talk about the celebrity crush and why they want to trade life with their celebrity. Automatically, it makes the thing engaging. People begin to learn from themselves. You come to an environment where you are digitally in an environment in an event center. So this Masters of Game basically is like a digital event center where everybody is seated. They are trying to get to understand what everybody's bringing to the table. Now, once we are done with that, we now enter the riddles. Now, what are the riddles now? Let me give a simple example now. There's a simple riddle here that says that okay, what has a foot but no legs? Now, the simple answer to that question is a river. A river has a foot but no legs, you see. So, that kind of environment, now you get something like this, you are being, you are taking through a journey, a process, and that process is something that is very engaging and you enjoy. Imagine going through a game and you are like, wow, 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 wow. Automatically, you are preparing yourself to a place where you can always fall back. Now, what happens is that most times persons are giving testimonials on the WhatsApp group that they always come back and refer to the jokes that keep them cracked up. It makes them happy. When you put yourself in an environment where you add value to people's life by making them happy, people will tend not to forget you because they know that this person in question is doing something that is going to make life interesting for people. So as much as possible, try as much as possible to be in that place, be in that sector of the economy where your work is to make people happy. You could be a fashion designer, an image consultant, be in that space that makes people happy because it makes people want to identify with you. Now, after that, we now have the drinking game. This drinking game, basically, questions will be asked and you give feedback about it. Let me give an example now. Like this question now is like one goes like this: who in this group would you trust the least with your phone? Now it's very engaging. So the idea behind the drinking game is that you could take a shot, if you could not give the correct answer, or if you say I'm not going to answer, you take a shot for it. Automatically it spices people up. Normally, this is the shot you would have taken before, a shot of whiskey or something. But for those persons that do not drink, you could also use an alternative that is suited to your culture. But it keeps people in an environment where they are excited. They want to get to meet each other. They want to get to know each other. You understand? So as much as possible, make sure that you are putting yourself in a space where people see you as somebody they want to identify with, not somebody that you know you don't want to identify with. The another games we have here is you translate certain language to your mother tongue. Mother tongue basically means the language that you have, your culture, what you speak in your tribe. Let me give you a simple example. I don't understand what you said. In my own language, like Mawale Bueta, do you understand? I'm translating it to my mother tongue, which is very interesting. Yeah. I just translated it. So if you're coming from Uganda, you're talking from America, you're talking from Kentucky, Massachusetts, you're talking from Ontario, Canada, Toronto, you are as much as possible trying to let people understand your native dialect. And when that happens, it makes people want to engage with you. You understand? So that is what it looks like. Then also looking at another one, which is past the which is Catch the Vibe. Now this is one of my favorite Catch the Vibe. What does Catch the Vibe mean? Catch the Vibe basically focuses on, you know, Catch the Vibe basically focuses on, let's give an example now. Let's give a song like maybe Westlife now, coast to coast. Be like an empty street, somebody else picks up from there. An empty house, a hole inside my heart. You understand? Catch the Vibe means everybody takes a particular phrase of a particular songs and it keeps on going around until somebody is able to, get the final bus stop. It's very, very engaging. For me, what I would just say is that Masters of Games is coming live and it's coming very soon, on YouTube. Like I said before, I'm still trying to put things together so that we'll be able to host it in such a way that people will enjoy the content that is being created. So if you like this video and you found me informative, please don't forget to like share this live stream with persons that want to come on board. It's going to be very interesting. I'm very, very, be very sincere with you. You're going to enjoy yourself. To show you that you like, give me a thumbs up if you are enjoying this video so far, whatever you've heard so far, and you like what I've been saying. Please give me a thumbs up and till we meet next time. Cheers.